All right, everyone. Welcome to the College of Professional Education. I have the privilege of introducing Dr. Lisa Huffman. She's the Dean of the College of Professional Education at Texas Women's University in Denton, Texas. As Dean, her top priority is the preparation of outstanding and innovative professionals and community leaders to support and develop diverse children and families in Texas and beyond. Prior to joining TWU, Dr. Huffman spent 3 years as Dean. I apologize. I think my sound went out. She spent 3 years as the Dean of the School of Graduate and Professional Studies at Cameron University in Oklahoma and 15 years on the faculty at Ball State University in Indiana, serving in multiple roles. So ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce you to Dr. Dean Huffman.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm glad to see so many people here today, and I'm excited to talk to you about the College of Professional Education. What I'm going to do today is cover a little bit about our college and tell you a little bit about who's on our line from our end, tell you about our programs and some interesting things happening in the college, and then, of course, answer all your questions. But if you could take some moment in the chat box, I see lots of people typing in and saying things, and Ashlyn is not hearing, so if we can make sure people can hear me, that would be really wonderful. If you would take some time in that chat feature, I'm trying to watch it and make sure we can hear. If you want to tell me who you are, like, are you here for undergraduate programs, graduate programs? Are you interested in particular programs that we have? Go ahead and type that in the chat feature. That'll help me make sure that I talk about the things that you're interested in. But let me tell you while you're typing in the chat box a little bit about our college. So the College of Professional Education is made up of 4 different groups that all come together under the umbrella of the college. And so we have our Department of Teacher Education and all of our educator preparation programs. So if you want to be a teacher, want to be a principal, superintendent, special educator, that would be in that department. And I have on the call with us Dr. Gina Anderson, who is our Associate Dean over Educator Preparation. And I also have one of our people in our Office of Educator Preparation Services with us, Dr. Bush. We have also the Department of Human Development, Family Studies, and Counseling. So if you want to work with children, you want to work with families, nonprofits, you want to provide mental health counseling in the form of being a counselor or a child life specialist or counseling in the form of marriage and family therapy, that would be the department for you, so undergraduate and graduate. We have our Department of Literacy and Learning, and I'll talk a lot more about that, but that's where you want to learn about early childhood and reading, those types of programs. And now, last but not least is our School of Library and Information Studies. And this is where we have our graduate programs in library. And I know I have our director, Dr. Jing, on the phone, and I forgot to mention we have our advisor, Dr. Rupani, on the phone for human development and family studies. So, you know, if you think about those 4 different areas, for me, they all line up around 3 things that are the most important things in our communities, and I think right now we see it even more than ever. We're about children, families, and communities. How can we make our community stronger? Because strong communities have healthy families, they have good teachers, they have good information sources. And so if you want to be any of these things, if you can answer yes to any of these questions, like you want to work with children, you want to be a teacher, you want to be in social service agencies, be an educational leader, work in higher ed, then we have a program for you. And so now what I want to do is tell you a little bit about us and then dive into the programs. And I know I've seen library science, I've seen teacher education, bilingual education roll by on my screen, child development. And so, you know, our college has had long history, and the university has a very long history of preparing outstanding educators, child development experts, family science folks to do many things. And this slide really shows all those pioneers, those true first. You know, we're one of the first places in the United States to have a home economics department, to offer nursery education, to train bilingual educators in the country. And then, you know, first library program. So we have a long, proud history. And today, that proud past leads into a very bold future. And so let me tell you about all of our programs and how you can be a part of that bold future with us. Our undergraduate programs fall into 3 main areas. So we have our BS in education. This is if you want to be the elementary teacher, the middle school teacher. I know that I saw Stephanie mentioned she wanted to be a bilingual teacher, but if you want to be a bilingual teacher, special education teacher, this is the program for you. We also have programs, so if you want to be a high school teacher, or as I mentioned, a family consumer science teacher, a math teacher, an English teacher, those just happen to often be housed in different departments than in teacher education. But if you have questions about those, I have the experts on the phone, so make sure you ask those in that chat feature so that we can answer those for you. But we have outstanding programs in education. We have a BS in family studies. This is if you care about working with families and you want to support their development, you care about parenting, any number of activities around parenting and families. So if you care about healthy aging, all of that would fall in the family studies. And that has a track. So if you're interested in occupational therapy, you can do a pre-occupational therapy track by getting your bachelor's degree in family studies. The BS in child development helps you become a child care director, work in nonprofits. If you want to work with sick children in child life, we have a program for you. These are folks who work in hospitals and support nurses and doctors in dealing with sick children. And again, those have tracks for pre-occupational and family therapy. So those are our undergraduate programs. And I know people are asking about what tracks in teacher ed. You know, we have over 20 different areas. And so if you ask which one you're interested in, I'm sure that we can get somebody to answer that for you. We also have a number of graduate programs in our college. So again, if you already have a bachelor's degree, and I haven't really seen those pursuing up the line if they already have bachelor's degree, if there's a lot of graduate students interested in that. But you can become a teacher if you have a bachelor's degree, and that's through our post-bac teaching certificate, which is fully online, our Masters of Arts of Teaching, which is mostly online, but we do have a couple face-to-face requirements, and so that's why it's considered hybrid. And if you already are a teacher and certified and just want to extend your knowledge, we have our master's degree in teaching, leading, and collaboration. If you're a teacher and you want to add extra certifications, these are the options in which you could do that. So there's a lot of ways in which if you're already a teacher and you want to add another one on, you could. We have our special education degrees. If you want to be a special educator, those are online. And then we have, of course, leadership if you want to be a principal, superintendent, or if you're interested in higher education, if you want to stay in more the student affairs realm, we have a master's in teaching, leading, and collaboration that can support that. We also have graduate programs in early childhood education. You can become a master's in early childhood education online. This would allow you to maybe run child care centers, to extend your knowledge in the pre-K classrooms. Literacy, we have our reading programs. Those can be done in hybrid or online, and they include a biliteracy certificate, which is something really of value right now. The PhD program in reading, so becoming an expert in literacy. And of course, we have our library program, and I know I saw a number of people mention library in that chat feature as it's scrolling by me. You can become a librarian online. You can get your master's of library science. We have multiple certification areas within that, including school librarian. And what makes our program unique is you get the master's degree in library science while also getting your school librarian certification. You can do it separate, but you can do it together and have it from a nationally accredited program, which is a pretty excellent thing to do. We also have it though in health librarian and any type of information, really community librarians. So we invite you to learn more about those graduate programs in library. But maybe you want to be a mental health professional. Maybe you want to support children and families and communities by providing mental health. And we certainly know how important that is. We have programs there and they're both nationally accredited. Our counseling and development program is our master's in counseling and development. You can do mental health counseling. We have a music therapy. We have school counseling. Again, nationally accredited. And so you just don't get the certification. You can also get the degree, which will help you have more career options. Our marriage and family therapy programs are both nationally accredited. The master's program is just one of 3 in the North Texas area, and our PhD is just one of 24 in the country. And so these are highly sought after, nationally accredited programs. And we also have our other degrees in child and family development, which can be done online, the child development degree, the child life degree, which will allow you to be certified child life specialist, all done online in less than 18 months. And then of course our PhD programs in child development and family studies. So somebody asked, Brent asked specifically about how would you go to be an academic counselor for a high school? You know, that's a really great question, and I hope that one of our other people online can talk about that. Because school counseling has a different role than being the academic counselor. And so I'm going to let those experts that are on the call try to answer that specifically for you. But that's a wonderful question. And yes, those are options for us. And certainly what I see some questions about leadership. I think that that's one of our strong things I'm going to show you happening in our college is how to help you be a leader in your community. So it's not just about developing strong communities. It's about developing you. That's what we believe in COPE. So we want you to boldly go global with us. We are about making those impacts in our communities, both locally and abroad. We have you options for both undergraduates and graduate students to study off campus, do international research, participate in global meetings. And so some of these photos here show our students teaching in Costa Rica, supporting a Montessori school in Puerto Rico. And then here's a meeting with like 10 different countries happening on Zoom, just like we're doing today. So we have a lot of opportunity for you to engage your community at all the different levels that you would find appropriate. But I want to go back to, we are community-based too. We get to make an impact in your community. And so this is just one of many examples that we have going on in the college. We have a Barnes & Noble program where we read to children in the community, so you can make a difference in your community right where you're at, whether that's here in North Texas or that's somewhere else in the United States. I'm really excited. We have many, many programs like that. And then our next one is we engage with a lot of cutting edge technology, whether you're online or in one of our face-to-face programs, you'll have the opportunity to engage with us. We use augmented reality and virtual reality to support your learning, to help you help children learn, and then help you develop tools to learn with others. And so we have a virtual teaching lab where you can work with students that are virtual and practice your skills before you go out in a real classroom. We have the ability for you to work with children and help them learn with new technologies. And one particular one is we have a future classrooms lab. It's about what might a classroom look like in the future. And right now, that's a big deal. We don't know what it's going to look like. And these can be excellent opportunities for you to do internships, partnerships with agencies and groups in which they're looking to extend this. So somebody asked about internships and externships. And yes, if you're a student, if you're going through any of our education programs, you'll teach online. If you're participating in our child life, we have a mandated internship, and same with all of our counseling programs. So whether you're undergraduate or graduate, nearly every one of our programs, because we're so community focused, have internships or practicum experiences attached to them. But for our graduate students and our undergraduate students, maybe it's more about you sharing your expertise in the community. So engage in research. Share what you know, share it internationally, nationally. And so these are all students of ours, both undergraduate and graduate, out there sharing what they've learned, questions they've asked. They can participate in many different ways. And then most importantly, we invest in you. And so we want you to make a difference in the world. So you become a leader at Texas Women's University. And in our college, these are wonderful pictures of our students from the College of Professional Ed engaging in leadership training, and that can happen through degree programs. This is our our emerging leaders program. So we have a whole year-long set of activities where you get together and learn about leadership. So whether you're an undergraduate or graduate student, you will for sure become a leader with us. And so I'm trying to see about programs that people are asking about. I just don't want to miss anything and make sure they get answered for you. But you know, I'm going to make sure we answer all those questions. There's one about online teaching programs, so I just want to make sure that gets answered. But your success is our success. And that's probably the most important thing I want you to know about Texas Women's University, but in particular the College of Professional Ed. When you're successful in your career, that's a marker of our success. And so again, I could do dozens of different examples, but one that I really think illustrates this is every year after our folks graduate from our education programs, any of our education programs, they're invited back for a new teacher academy during the first 3 years. So you're a first year teacher, second year teacher, third year teacher, you get to come back and gain some professional development with us, reconnect with us, learn from your peers, because we want you to develop into the classroom leader, the building leader, the community leader that we know you could be. And so that's a real hallmark of our programs. And so I'm going to wrap up a lot of my sharing of information. I know we went through it rather quickly, but I want to have lots of time to look at the questions. And so I am trying to scroll through some of these questions to see what we are asking about. And so that I don't mention, is there a partnership with local counseling places when you graduate with a marriage and family therapy degree? Yes, the answer is yes. We certainly have partnerships. We place you with local agencies. We even have partnerships down in the Dallas Medical Center where you will work with either counseling agencies or practices or hospital settings where you can engage and perfect your practice and then get a job. You know, one of the things I'm most proud about our college is all of the professions in our college are ones that are needed in our communities. Maybe we know that more than ever today. And so we have a really high employment rate. So you will get a job with these degrees. And that's what I think. We're going to need teachers. We're going to need teachers who know how to engage with technology. We have programs that do that. We're going to need people who engage and help support people while they're under stress. And that's where our therapy programs. We're going to need to support, or how do we work with child development? It's kind of a foundation piece. How do we have early childhood care? Those are all important things that our college engages in. So somebody's asking, how do I get involved in the reading program? If you were participating with us and engaged in one of our programs at TWU, you'd be welcome to participate in any community-based reading programs that we have. If you're talking about our degree programs, certainly reach out to us. We have a number of degree programs that can be offered to you. But the community ones, yes, that would be an example of our future teachers working with that. But we invite everyone who's interested in supporting our community and helping young children learn to read to get involved. And I will make sure that I get you connected with someone directly about that. Let's see, I saw somebody answer that question. What's the difference between family counseling and marriage and family therapy? That is a wonderful question. That's a wonderful question. The difference is the degree programs are different and the end goal is the same, better mental health. That's how the programs are the same. They both want families and couples and children to have excellent mental health, but they are different in their focus. So the counseling program, the counseling and development program, is much more focused on more individual or couples counseling. It's more back and forth between myself and a therapist. The marriage and family therapy program is more about understanding the whole context. It's a different perspective. So you would not see a child individually, you would see the child as part of the family. Or if you were thinking about marriage counseling and there were children involved, they would also be part of the counseling. And you know, I didn't even mention, we have an on-campus clinic here where you get to practice and hone your skills and also support our community by working with community folks who need mental health training. And right now, because of what's happening, we're even doing that through telemental health. We are working with our clients in our clinic, and our students are leading that, working with them over the phone or video conferencing when possible to support their mental health. So that was a wonderful, wonderful question. Both those programs are graduate programs. The counseling and the marriage and family therapy are graduate programs. But you really, any of the degrees coming in would make you eligible for that. Those are mostly face-to-face programs. They do have hybrid classes and some online classes, but that part about learning the clinical side requires face-to-face. And let's see, I don't want to miss any other lovely questions. Trying to scroll back up. I see many, many people asking this. Do you know if there's volunteer opportunities for child life students to earn hours for their practicum? Yes. Yes, everybody in child life completes a practicum, and when you're completed with our program, you are eligible to sit for certification. I probably rushed through that a little bit fast. But yes, so we have many activities, and if that's an online program, so if you are not based right here in the Denton area where we are, you can complete that where you're at. We help work with you to find locations for you to do your practicum experience and your internship experience so you can gain those hours and become certified in child life. And I know, I don't know where everybody's at that's on the call, but I know that hospitals around the state have been contacting us because they need more child life folks to work with children that have chronic health issues in the hospital, because you're going to have a unique understanding of how children develop and how they think and how to share medical information with them. Let's see here. I know we have a couple people interested in music education. So music education is a wonderful program, and we certainly do certify teachers in music education. That program is primarily housed in the music department. And so you would apply in the music department for that. You would complete much of your coursework in music, and then you would minor in education with us. You'll get all your training in how to teach that out of our college, but you will start over in the music department, and then about the junior year, or if you transfer in, shortly as you transfer in, you will then complete your coursework. You'll apply to us, and you will complete your course with us to become certified as a music educator. And so yes, and I see that our Associate Dean, Gina Anderson's offering all the specifics about music education and specializations, because those are possible. I'm interested in being a librarian in the public library. Hold on, I just lost my question. Would the coursework differ much from the school librarian? Now I have our director on, so she will give you specifics, but the core of becoming a librarian is the same between the two programs, being a public librarian or school librarian. But then there are specialized courses in working in the public ed setting or the K-12 settings for school librarians. So there's some overlap, because that's the foundation of the Master's of Library Science degree. And then you specialize into your areas for school librarian. And I think it's a really great, program. Let's see here. I saw somebody else. Let me see. You matter to us no matter. Okay. Saw one about family therapy and family studies and child life practica. I just want to kind of get these all together. Child life, what's the difference between family therapy and family studies? So the marriage and family therapy and the counseling programs are mental health programs. They provide you training so you can become a mental health provider. That means you could set up a private practice. That means you could work in a hospital or a community agency providing therapy, mental health therapy to others. The family studies program, while drawing on the same theoretical foundations of how healthy families develop as part of a larger community. The family studies program will help you to engage in work in community agencies, so United Ways, CASAs, to work with programs that provide training and others for families, so parenting classes or those types of things. So they're different in the sense that it's not mental health focused, and then the therapy programs are directly focused on mental health. I hope did that answer questions? If not, you type to me and I will try to answer that better for you. And yes, I see people wanting to know about business programs. That's wonderful online programs. And I see they're giving answers about those for us. I keep going down to the bottom, so it's hard for me to roll back up and see all these questions. Oh, child life. Is a practicum required for that? And there is a practicum and internship course that is required for those programs. And we want you to do those because that helps you get licensed and certified as a child life. So we've had students completing these in Florida. I know that most recently I saw one in Florida, Texas, all different places around the country. So that's a great program that is growing in popularity and in need, I think, for and is one that can be completed online. Let me go back up. Have I missed? Is there anyone else that I've missed? Any other questions that I've missed? Volunteer. We have lots of volunteers. So if you want to volunteer, I told you we're about being in the community for the community. And so our whole point is that you should get engaged in your community, and your community is relative to you. And so whether that's your hometown, whether that's your state, whether that's nationwide or international, we want you to have opportunities. So we have students that participate in activities outside of the college in many different ways. And every program has some hands-on piece that will allow you to volunteer. So I saw one about the PT track. And I saw one about the PT track. It keeps rolling up, but I can't keep going down far. Let me start with, are there specific admissions requirements for the College of Professional Education? So for most programs, there are not. For the teacher education programs, once you start your program at TWU, you'll be admitted, you'll be in the programs here at TWU. But then there are admissions requirements specifically for educator preparation at the university. And those include GPA requirements, certain grades and classes, and we have all that information available online. If you went to our COPE webpage, the webpage that was listed on a couple of those slides, you can find out that exact information. But for the other undergraduate programs, you just need to be admitted to the university. For our graduate programs, all of those have specific requirements that you can find online. So talking about, I see there's a couple now about, somebody from Canada, Canada. But I see that there's a lot of information, and people want to know about the pre-physical therapy or pre-occupational therapy tracks. So within our child development degree, there are different tracks of courses. And so if you want to do pre-occupational therapy or pre-physical therapy, you would sign up for that track, and it has specific science courses and other courses on that serve as prerequisites for you so that you can be admitted to the program upon completion of that degree. So Ms. Rupani is online, and she is our advisor in that area, and she can talk specifics, but there are degree tracks. And so you just choose a track within the degree that helps you be prepared for that. You can do the same thing in the family studies degree. So depending on your area, one of the jobs that's really popular and important today are occupational therapists who can work with young children that have some difficulties developing physically. So we know some children have grip issues and a variety of other things. And so understanding how children develop is extremely important to make you an effective occupational therapist to work with those children. And that's why we have those tracks. Let me see. Do we have scholarships in our college? I see some questions about scholarships. Yes, the university has scholarships and our programs have scholarships. We have scholarships for honor students, transfer students, education students, library students, reading students. I don't want to forget our human development, family studies, and counseling students as well. And we have scholarships and materials available for both undergraduate, graduate students. And I did say transfer, I hope, because we have that too. The main thing about, let's see, I'm trying to make sure I don't miss anything. I keep scrolling down to the bottom. I'm just making sure that I don't miss any. General admissions, I know we have admissions people online and I forgot to mention that when I started. Lots of admissions questions and our admissions folks will follow up with you to make sure that you have the right information, but whether you're transferring from a community college, you already have a college degree, or you're going to be out of high school, or returning to us after graduating high school, you will need your transcript, and they can tell you the specifics of that, because I don't want to tell you all those details. They know that better than I do. Let's see. Just want to make sure I haven't missed anything. If you have, I see that lots of people are asking wonderful questions and getting good answers here. So lots of questions about admissions, which I think makes sense. How many of you are transfer students? I see there's a number of transfer students here, and I don't think that I focused at all on the fact that we have wonderful programs with community colleges across the state of Texas. And so if you complete your associate's degree in child development, education, oh, I see, oh, look at Remy, Shannon, a whole bunch just flew by me. Susan, I can't even see them all, they flew by me. We have wonderful programs. So if you complete your associate's degree at your community college and you come to us in the education program or the child development program, those transfer right in to our programs here and help you complete your degree faster. And I see that somebody has a criminal justice degree and other ones. Our admission specialists will work with you to see what courses from those programs will count into our degrees. But I can say if you choose child development or you have an education one, those fold in very quickly to our degrees and help you join us at the junior time frame, so you can quickly complete your degree with us. And let's see. And housing transfer. Oh, okay. I just want to make sure I don't miss anything. Oh, we love our transfer students. Yes, we do. We have wonderful programs. Do you know that actually some of our strongest students are the ones that are transfer students? So we do a really great job of supporting students and getting you involved in all the activities that we talked about here. So if you want to participate in reading programs or travel abroad, any of those types of things, you can do that regardless of how you come to us, whether that is out of high school, starting back after high school, transfer student, or graduate student. I just don't want to make sure I missed anything. Well, I know that we showed for a while I was talking, because I got a bit off on answering questions. We have lots of social media and ways in which you can connect with us. Oh, there it is. It's back online. You can follow us on Twitter. You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram. We even have a YouTube channel we've started about our teacher education programs. So I invite you to connect with us and to connect with your program. So you'll see our departments have ways to connect with us. We like being social. We like knowing what's happening with our students. We share the success of our students. And so I invite you to reach out to us. I also know that in the chat feature, I can see that in a few places, emails have been exchanged. So yes, my email is available on the webpage. So if you email me, I answer my own email. So ask me a question and I'll do my best to answer it, or I will point you in the right direction if I can't answer it. And so I just connect with us, check us out. We have some wonderful ways in which you can engage with us. So I think that I have covered most of these questions. I see a lot of them still happening here. But is there any particular questions you have for me that you want me to answer, that's what I'm trying to say, answer about your programs or programs that you're interested in? And I'll give you a second to type those. But what I will say is we're going to hang out here all the way until 1 o'clock. So if we haven't answered a question for you, feel free to type those in that chat feature and we will continue to answer those as best as we can for you. But if you have anything you would like me to specifically answer, I am glad to do that. And I'll just give a second here for people to type away. But I think a lot of them have been, it sounds like a lot of you are already trying to been accepted, which yay, we are excited about that. And touring campus, which is a little bit difficult right now with us being closed, but we will work on that. Here's a great question. Is COPE only on the Denton campus? Our face-to-face programs right now are on the Denton campus. Our online programs, of course, are everywhere. But that, even though we're based on the Denton campus, many of our programs are hybrid. And so if you're at a distance, you should be able to still complete those programs. And we are looking to expand those beyond the Denton campus. But we place, for example, our counseling students, our teacher ed students, and a variety of other programs all around Dallas. So they certainly, if you're in the Dallas area, that works great. Our library program is, statewide because it's online. We have a big group of people who participate in that from the Houston area. But our programs are primarily in Denton. We are also out in Collin County at the CHEC, which is the Collin Higher Education. Of course, I can't remember the other seed, but at the CHEC. So if you're out in Collin County, you can participate in courses closer to home in the McKinney area and not drive all the way to Denton, if that is. Collin Higher Education Center. Thank you, Stephanie, for giving me the C. I forgot the C. But we do have programs out there for our child development degree, our family studies degree, and our leadership degrees. And you can do some special education, other programs out there at the CHEC. Do I live in Denton and do I like it? I've never been there. I do live in Denton. I live like less than 3 miles from campus and I like it very much. I've lived in Indiana, I've lived in Oklahoma, and now I'm here in Texas, and don't tell the other places, but I really like Texas. Denton is a wonderful community. We're pretty diverse community. I love the diversity of our campus. I love the diversity of the community. It's a big community, but it's like a small town. We're about, 35, 40 minutes north of Dallas. But, in 30 minutes or so, you can be rural too, just north of us. So it's a great place to be. We have a lot of college students. There's a great art scene, theater scene. There's lots of hiking trails and lakes. And so it's a wonderful place to go. I have a 10-year-old son. You probably see pictures behind me of my son and my family. And he loves the schools here. So we really, really love the Denton area, and we love Texas. So, we're just, like I said, 35, 40 minutes from Dallas, about the same from Fort Worth. So if you know that general area, we're kind of the top of the triangle. If this is, Dallas and Fort Worth, we're up here at the top. So I've been accepted. Do I need to register for classes for a major, or do I need to, looking at bilingual certification. So Suzanne, I'm reading your question here, or Susan, it was Susan, right? It just disappeared. I couldn't see if it had an E on the end or not. Susan, if you've been accepted into the program, it'll depend on if you're a freshman or if you are a transfer student or if you're a graduate student. I'm assuming you're trying to figure out where your high school, oh, your transfer student, Susan, okay, I got you, the scrolling by me. If you've completed your associate's degree already, then you will apply to TWU and you're already accepted, and then you will make a second application to the educator preparation program. And Dr. Anderson is on the line and Dr. Bush are on the line, and they can give you links to that. And then you'll apply to us, and then you'll be admitted to the educator preparation program and able to complete your bilingual certification. Pretty straightforward. Oh, I see that Dr. Anderson has already put her link in there for how to do that. So make sure you check that in the chat feature. Directions are in there. Let's see here. If you submitted all your documents, how long is it the process of getting accepted? You know, that's the best answer for our admissions folks. But usually we can follow up very quickly within a week or so and have you figure, at least know if we're missing any documentation and what that takes. But hopefully very quickly, because we want you to be a student with us. We have a lot of pioneer pride, and we know you will too. I see people answering disability questions. That would be the one I probably couldn't offer very well answers to. I just don't want to miss anything that I can answer for you. Jasmine, you live in Dallas. You've never been up to Denton. You need to make a trip up here and see Denton when you're able to, because it is a lovely place to be. Not right now, but you know, in the near future. Let's see here. Oh yeah, we have a video about Denton you can look at online. And there's a link in here that Arissa shared with everyone. What is there to do on campus? What is there not to do on campus? I think that's a better question. We have, you know, a wonderful brand new student, you know, center that we took in one of our amazing older buildings and they added on to it. And so you have this beautiful architecture with these big open spaces. So there's lots of places to hang out. There are restaurants, there's gardens you can explore. Our rec center is pretty amazing with indoor pools and exercise equipment. We even right now, because it's not open, we have virtual exercise classes. I did chair yoga the other day. That was kind of cool, even though I still sit in my chair too much. And we have athletic events. There's so much to do on campus. Theater programs, we have an amazing theater program, music programs, speakers, all sorts of things to do on campus. I think there's just so much. It's a lovely campus. And if you haven't seen, and we take the virtual tours, you can actually look at our library building, and it is stunningly beautiful with its full service Starbucks in the lobby, which is my personal favorite part. But the library has areas, and what I like about our library is it has social areas where you can gather with your friends and hang out, and private areas. So there's just a ton of things to do. And so I really do think there's a lot of virtual tours out there, and I really hope that you'll take that time to engage with those tours. Oh, look at some people like the virtual Zumba classes. I have not tried that yet, but that sounds pretty good. Let's see here. I just want to make sure I don't miss anything. Somebody said, if you've almost completed your bachelor's degree in child development, child life, what graduate program would I recommend? Now, there's a good question. Well, it depends on what you want to do. We're about making sure that you reach your goals. So if you have a child development degree with child life and you want to practice child life, then by all means, hospitals are hiring. I know that I've been contacted both by the Houston Medical Center and by the Dallas Medical Center. They're in need of child life specialists. So if that's one direction, but if you want to take that a different direction, you could do one of our counseling or family therapy programs and really take that knowledge about working with children and understanding children in health situations and support families and their mental health when dealing with children who are sick. And so that's a different option. So I think there are so many ways you could go and so many ways you could take that degree. I really think that's, what do you want to do when you're done? And you know, what I love about our college is those are the questions we ask people. What do you want to do? We don't tell you what degrees you should take. We ask you what you want to do, and then help you find the program that matches your interest best. I'm trying to make sure. I want to scroll back up. Ooh, somebody said the Zumba classes are great. I'll try that. Let's see here. If you completed, I answered that one. Let me see. I don't want to miss anything, y'all. So I'm kind of looking to the right here, double checking that I haven't missed any questions for anybody. Have I missed anything that somebody wanted to ask? If I have, will you be so kind as to type it again for me at the very bottom? I know we have about 15 more minutes to go, so if there's any ones that I haven't got to or we haven't addressed, if you'll get those down there. Special testing for graduate studies. Demi, I don't really know exactly what you're asking about, and I can't find your question. What specifically can I answer to you about testing? Is there any special testing needs for graduate studies? So if you're asking about SATs and GREs or SATs for undergraduate, GREs and that type of thing for graduate programs, some of our programs do require that, but most of them do not. Most do not require it, especially if you have a GPA in your undergraduate program that was a 3.0 or higher. And so it really will depend on the degree program. Do you have a particular program you are interested in, Demi? And maybe I can give you specific answers. And while I wait for Demi to type the question, if she wants to talk about a specific program, Bianca asked, are hospitals doing practicum experiences right now with everything going on? You know, that's really hospital by hospital. Where the children that have health issues are in a completely different part of the hospital from where we're dealing with coronavirus. And so for many of those, yes, those practicum experiences can go on, but honestly, in many areas, the hospitals have diverted their resources to make sure they're caring for those that are dealing with coronavirus. So students are completing practicum experiences virtually, or they've put a pause on them. We have been fortunate enough with all of our programs and how we organize our programs that any student that was in process this semester has already completed the hours required for certification. So they will all be able to be certified if they're unable to go back and work with the hospital.
Dr. Huffman, can you hear me?
I can, Corey. Do you want me to turn it? Somebody was saying, it was one more question about why choose.
Yeah, I was going to tell you.
That's what you want me to. Why us? Well, that's a really easy one. That's a really easy question. When you graduate from TWU with your education degree, we're here to support you. So I told you about the new Teacher Academy. We're here. We follow you after you leave us. We keep in contact with you. We reach out to make sure you're supported. And the data don't lie. Our graduates report being happier in the field and staying in the field longer than those that graduate from other programs. Well, they're more successful in their careers, and they come back to us as they move through their careers, looking for, if I want to become a curriculum specialist, I want to become a counselor, I want to become a principal. And so we have the most caring and engaged faculty. We have partnerships in over 50 different locations for you to work with. And those relationships really matter. So even later this week, we're meeting with partners in our schools to talk about how they're doing and what we can do to support them. And I think you will feel that in your classes. And so when our students graduate our programs, when they go out to become student teachers that semester before they graduate, they have completed all of their licensure and certification requirements. And, you know, they get hired out of student teaching, which is really one of our goals. So I can't speak highly enough about our programs, and I would strongly encourage you to consider our programs. You get a lot of hands-on experience, virtual and real life. And then we're here for you even after you complete your degree. And Stephanie said, just to make sure, after I've been accepted at TWU, I also have to apply for the College of Education. if you are seeking teacher certification, and if you're an undergraduate seeking teacher certification, you will, but it will determine when you're ready for that. So if you have specific questions, Stephanie, if you will, if I get Dr. Anderson or Dr. Bush to follow up with you, we will make sure you get exact details so you know the timing of when to apply for teacher education. But if you're applying for other programs at the undergraduate level, you do not need to specifically apply to the College of Education. And
I
let's
think
see.
that was a good wrap up. I really love the data don't lie comment.
The data don't lie. We have programs where people are successful and our graduates get jobs of their choice within less than 6 months of graduating from us. And I think that you can't say that. You can't, that's with our students, they're leaders and we want you to be the leader. So.
Great. All right, everyone. Well, we will still stick around in the chat, but we thank you all for coming today. We ask that you continue to join us on this series throughout this week and next week when we provide the student services. So we hope to see you all this afternoon. Thank you, Dr. Huffman.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you all for being here. I look forward to hearing more from you. Please reach out. We will answer you. So take care. And I'll be here online in the chat feature for a little bit longer. So reach out if you need any more questions answered. Thank you.